Hello, hello. Hey everybody, it is Tuesday night at 7:01 and we're gonna jump on today, fix that, jumping on this evening to talk a little bit about, I hate to say it, back to school, right? If you're here in the Houston area, back to school, it's about 3 or 4 weeks away. It's not that far. The moms that are coming in are already kind of like, ooh, back to school, right? Hey, Elena, nice to see you, hon. So the moms that are coming in, the teachers that are coming in too, our teachers that are awesome patients here at Taylor Chiropractic. They're, like, too. We asked one of them yesterday, when do you go back to school? She's like, I don't know. So it's getting close. And so what I want to do tonight is just have a little chat about some tips and some things that you can do at home or with your kiddos to maybe make that transition a little bit smoother so that they can have the best year possible. I got one of those weird hairs on my arm. Gosh. Okay. Sorry, guys. If you know me well enough, you know I'm a little distracted sometimes. Weird hair. Okay, so back to school tips, right? We see a lot of kids here in the office. We treat a lot of families, moms, dads, kids, everyone here at Taylor Chiropractic. We love that. And so it's a big part of our practice here to help you guys transition out of summer back into school. When kids are transitioning to just, even some kids have trouble just transitioning to, getting dropped off at school. From the car to school, they don't transition well. School back to the car, they don't transition well. So we want to help everyone just have the best transitions possible. So I gathered up a few tips here, and I was going to run through them. Nothing fancy. If anyone's out there and they have questions, please feel free to ask. I would love to answer them, okay? So let's get this started, right? Let's get this party started on this Tuesday night. So these are in no particular order, okay? I just was kind of jotting down some ideas, and that's just the order that they're in. Okay, so the first one I have on my list is don't let bad grades get you down. So this is for the kiddos and for the parents, right? We can't let that stuff stall us. We can't let it stop us. We just have to re-evaluate what's happening and how can we do better next time, right? So if a kiddo is struggling in math, right, how can we help them? Do they need a tutor? Do they need some more quiet time at home at the kitchen table? They might need a distraction-free zone at home. No phone, no iPad, no Nintendo thingies, no TV around, none of that kind of stuff. And actually, a distraction-free zone is one of my tips. So having that in the home is great. I think it's great for everybody, right? Moms, dads, and kiddos. So don't let bad grades get us down. We just need to reassess. We need to evaluate what's working and what's not working and fix the situation and move forward. I struggled a lot in school. I had a really, really hard time. Like some of you know, I have dyslexia pretty bad. I have a lot of focus issues. You can ask Elena, my front desk girl. She'll be happy to share all that with you. And so these are things that a lot of us struggle with. So it's nothing to let us get us down. It's just we have to be channeled appropriately. And we need to take a little better and different care of ourselves. Okay, so let's not let bad grades or bad situations get us down. Make friends in every class. Sounds goofy, I know, but I think it's uber important. As my grandgirls would say, it's super important. They say super in front of everything right now. So it's super important to make friends in every class, right? Again, I struggled in school, had a really hard time, and because I struggled in school, I had a hard time making friends, right? So having friends in each class, super important. And teaching kids how to be friendly, how to introduce ourselves, how to be able to do all these types of things so that we can be the best humans possible, right? So having friends. And maybe sit next to the kid that's already sitting alone, right? Like that would be really cool. And then you guys can be friends. That's what I do. I find somebody sitting alone and I go sit by them, and then that person becomes my friend. Sounds kind of weird, but anyway. The next one I have on my list, be prepared, right? Be prepared. School supplies, get your homework done. If you need a gym suit, do they still have gym suits today? I don't know. When I was in school, we had a gym suit. Have a gym suit, have your pencils, have your pens, have your paper, have everything that you're going to need for class, right? So being prepared makes everything go better. Even when we travel and stuff like that, I have a tendency to not take everything I need, and then I'm unprepared, and then I'm going to Target wherever I'm going, right? So being prepared in these situations makes life a lot easier and makes things go a lot smoother. It brings down our stress. It brings down our frustration. We do better with disappointment because we're not disappointed. So setting ourselves up for success, that's what being prepared is just setting ourselves up for success. Like I already mentioned, having distraction-free zones in the home. Super, super important. All right, y'all. So this is the deal. We talk to a lot of kids and families, right? Like I was just saying. And one of the biggest things with the kids and families is screen time. And what we find is that when the parents limit the screen time, the kids do so much better. And that's a distraction, right? So our kiddos are sitting there doing homework, and they've got the phone, they've got the computer, they've got the iPad, they have music playing, and they're trying to do homework. That's a lot of stuff. Some people would say that that's just normal for them, but I would disagree. We can't do all of it, and it's a lot going on in the brain, and then we can't focus on what's in front of us. So we need to be really, really careful with that. And like I said, a lot of the families that come through the office say that when they limit screen time, and some of the families have just eliminated screen time, and the kids do so much better. They behave better, they pay attention better, and they do better in school. So really being careful with that screen time is a huge, huge piece of the puzzle. Okay, so distraction-free zones, huge. I even have one in my house, right? If I'm going to sit and read and do some different things, if I'm going to play my guitar or something like that, I don't do it in front of the TV. I don't have my phone handy. I put all that stuff away, right? So it's super, super important. Another thing is having a routine. Having a routine. Wow, super important. I need one. I need a routine. Most of the kids and families I know, they need one. You know, any successful person out there, whether it's an athlete or a business person or an artist or whatever it is, they tend to have some sort of a routine. They're going to get up at the same time. They're going to go to bed at the same time. They're going to do maybe food prep, right? You might have healthy snacks ready for them, right? You're going to have homework times set out, right? When kids come home from school, this is when we do homework. This is when you can play on your games. This is when we practice sports. This is when we do that. So having that stuff set up, so it's part of the routine, they get their work done, and then they can do other things, right? Super, super important. We also want time to relax. We want playtime, and we want family time, right? And all of this too, having these routines helps us manage stress. So it's going to help kiddos manage stress, and it's going to help mom and dad manage stress. So all of this stuff is important because remember, it all rolls downhill, right? So if everyone is stressed, we're all going to be stressed. If mom is stressed, kiddos are going to be stressed. If kiddos are stressed, mom and dad are going to be stressed. So we have to be aware of this. We don't have to be, but it's important to be aware of it, right? So that we can do that as best we can. We want to, like I said earlier, we want to get up at the same time, and we want to go to bed at the same time, right? So having this stuff in place. And then even in the morning, you get up, you clean up, take a shower, whatever, brush your teeth. Then you eat breakfast, and then maybe if you have more time for homework or whatever it is, right? So having these morning routines, super important. And it's good because it's going to protect us from the outside world, right? Maybe no social media before a certain time. Maybe no internet before a certain time, or no phone before a certain time. These stuff is important because it keeps the outside world out, right? So having that blocked off time, your hour of power, 30 minutes to thrive, whatever it is that you do in the morning, kids, mom, dad, everybody, so that you can prepare yourself to walk out the door and be the very best that you can be, whether you're going to work or to school or to whatever it is. I do this. This is super important. And I'll be honest with you. Yes, I'm keeping myself from the outside world for a while because that tends to get in my brain. But the other thing it does is it sets me and my brain up for success for the rest of the day. So sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with the outside world. It's me knowing that I'm ready to start the day and move forward. And that is like a superpower. That is a big, big deal. I'm not getting up late. I'm not rushing out the door. I'm not skipping breakfast, right? So all of these things line me up to have the best day possible. And it's going to do the same thing for the kids and families, right? Super, super important. Like I said, and all this helps us manage stress. As school approaches, right, getting things ready. And I know I was, Elena actually here in the office the other day was looking at school supplies for Kale, right, because he's going to be in first grade. And she's already buying school supplies and getting all this stuff ready. And so working up, so getting this stuff done early so you're not trying to do it the night before. Just, again, super important stuff, time management, right? Let's teach our kids too, because when our kids see us with good time management, then they're going to have better time management. So, again, super important. One thing that you can do is as school approaches, whatever's comfortable for you and your family, a lot of times during the summers, the kids are staying up later, right? So everyone's staying up later. The sleep schedules get off. They go to bed later. They're waking up later. So a good tip would be to start going to bed a little bit earlier as school approaches. If they've been going to bed at midnight or 1 o'clock, especially teenagers, and they have to be up at 5 a.m., I mean, they start school really early. I remember I had to be at school at 7:30 in the morning in high school. So I was up at like 5:30 in the morning. But if I was during summer, I was going to bed at midnight. So a great thing that we can do is just start going to bed a little bit earlier as we're working up in those last week or 10 days, 2 weeks, depending on the family. And that way you'll be ready, as school approaches, and you're not fighting the alarm clock. I don't like to fight the alarm clock. I don't really like alarms. How many people out there actually like alarms? I don't like them. But it's part of what we do. We tend to live by a clock, right? Let's see, what else do I have here? We talked about healthy snacks, talked about homework times. Oh, sleep. We were just talking about sleep. The average adult needs about 8 hours. The average kiddo needs 8 or more hours. And our high school kids need even more, right? And they get the least amount of sleep. And their hormones are going crazy. So that is huge. So like I said, getting that sleep in. And, to help manage stress too, there's lots of things. We can exercise, go for walks, make sure that we're eating healthy. Of course, go to your chiropractor and get your adjustments because it helps lower stress. Take your foot off the gas pedal, like we talk about here a lot at Taylor Chiropractic. And it's always, very, very helpful. Now is a great time to get kiddos and families started in care because we have a few weeks running up to school, so you can get a lot of nice adjustments in. If that's something that interests you, please feel free to call the office. But I think that's it for now. I've kind of been through my list, so those are just my general tips for getting back to school, getting it ready. Sorry, I've been kind of all over the place tonight. I apologize for that. But I hope that some of this is helpful, and I would love to get some feedback. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them or reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And then we can work out from there, and I'd be happy to jump on again and answer any questions that anybody has. Okay? So everyone have an awesome, awesome, awesome Tuesday night, and I hope everyone is doing well. And that's it for now. Okay? Peace out, everybody.